Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosemary. This is Rosemary She Rock Art. If you are returning, thank you. I truly appreciate it. If you're checking this out for the first time, I hope you stick around. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and hit that bell so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Welcome to Hashtag Tea Tuesday. This is hosted by my two sweet friends, Patty over at Life with Patty and Kathy over at Kathy's Favorite Things. This is my second time participating in Tea Tuesday. So this is the tea I am drinking today. It was recently sent to me in friend mail by Patty, and it is called Ginger Snappish with Lemon. Oh my gosh, I've already sampled it. It is delicious. I am drinking it in my favorite mug that my BFF Camille purchased for me at Hobby Lobby, and I think this is called the Dolly Parton collection. Anyway, I sweetened the tea with a couple of packets of stevia. Oh my gosh, it is delicious. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to talk about for today's Tea Tuesday. On Sunday, November 21st, I realized that on Monday, November 22nd, would have been my mother's 96th birthday. So I'm actually recording this on Monday for Tea Tuesday. So I want to talk about my mother today. This is my mother when she was 16 years old. She's wearing my dad's army hat. And they got married in 1942, and my mother had to have permission to get married because she wasn't quite old enough. Oh, my dad went into the army, and then later on, they went on to have 5 kids. And once all their kids were grown and out of the house, they adopted me. They were my paternal grandparents. But when I was 2 years old, adoption finally went through. But I remember being with them always. I don't remember ever being anywhere else, and they are the only parents I have ever known. I want to talk about my mom because I've talked many times about my dad, how loving and supporting he was. My mother was just as loving and supportive. The difference was with my mother is she was really, really practical and taught me some very valuable, practical life lessons. I want to tell you some funny stories, but then I want to tell you, some things that she did in my life that I will never forget. So when I lost when I lost the vision in my right eye due to the rock accident in 1972, we quickly came back home to Albuquerque, and I went into surgery, and they were trying to repair the retina. Well, it was completely destroyed, so that's how I lost all the vision in my right eye. Well, while I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, my mother stayed with me day and night. She was there the whole time. My sister would come pick her up, and my dad would take over and stay with me while she went home to shower and freshen up. Then she'd come right back to the hospital. And then when we went home, I don't know how she did this, but she tried to keep me still. And if you guys know me, that must have been a massive chore for her. She put a huge mattress on our living room floor, and there she sat with me and tried to keep me still and stuff. And I just don't know how she did that. She stayed on a real strict regimen of eye drops, and because I was taking multiple eye drops, I don't even know. It seemed like every few minutes, but she was a very, very, she just knew how to care for people. And she did that. She did that my whole life. My mother taught me some very valuable lessons throughout my life. And, I was not able to attend public school after my accident. I did for a few, I would say, months, but then I was quickly taken to the School for the Blind, which is an institution. And, my mother made sure that I had all the practical things, everything I would need, all the clothing, enough of my clothing. I was one of the fortunate kids that always had enough of everything. And they used to bring me boxes and boxes of snacks, which I shared with all my roommates and stuff. But my mother made sure that I had enough clothes, enough of everything that I would ever need while I was there. Well, there would be times that I would come home either for holidays or summer vacation. And I remember this one time, I don't know if it was a holiday or summer, but I came home, and of course, I'd come home. There at the School for the Blind, I did have chores. We had to take care of our own room, and each Saturday we stripped our beds, and but our laundry was done. Our meals were always done in the cafeteria, and so a lot of stuff was done for us. But when I came home, my mother expected me to do chores. She didn't care if I was visually impaired or how much vision I had. I had chores. I came home on one occasion, and she goes, "Okay, Saturday morning, you need to clean the bathroom." And I'm like, try to make excuses. She goes, "Get in there and you clean the bathroom." So I kind of halfway did it. I figured, I'm visually impaired. She's going to accept that, and I can use that as an excuse. Well, she came in to inspect. She said, "I don't care if you can't see it, but I still want you to do a good job. If you have to feel your way around, I don't want to ring around that tub." So, she really wanted me to always have a good work ethic and to work hard and do my best no matter what. There was no excuses in our home, and I could not use that as an excuse. And so I quickly learned that that was not an excuse that I would ever use. So, kind of a funny thing about my mother, she was, very picky about a lot of things. I wouldn't say that she was OCD or anything like that because we never talked about that, but she might have been. I think she might have been that way about laundry. So, this is much later in my years. I think I was a teenager. She would wake me up 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to sleep in. She'd say, "Nope." And I don't know how early she got up and had all this laundry done, but she had it in baskets and say, "Now it's time to go hang it out on the line." And I'm like, at 6? Well, yeah, at 6. So I'd go hang out the laundry, and that wasn't just the half of it. I had to hang it up perfectly on the line. So our personals had to be, so we had 4 lines, and our underwear had to be on the in the 2 lines that were on the inside, and then the towels on and pants on the outsides. And each item had to be hung a certain way. Each item had to be hung like the towels were by each corner, they were connected together. The socks by the toe, and it was just, hung just slightly over the line, just barely with the clothespin. I mean, she was picky. And I'd come in as a teenager, "Mom, let me just hang it out. I'll get it done quick." "Nope, you got to put the underwear on the inside so the neighbors wouldn't see." And I'm like, "Who's watching and I'd tell her, "Who's looking at our clothes?" I think it was hilarious. And so, but that's the way she wanted the laundry hung. That's the way I did it. She was very, very picky about the laundry and how it had to be hung on the line. At times when it was snowing outside, this was another little thing. I tell her, "Mom, why are we hanging the clothes out on the line? It is snowing outside. It's never going to dry. We're going to have to come back inside, and I'm going to have to hang it around the house." And she'd say, "I want it hung out." So I'd go out in the snow, freeze my fingers off, and hang the laundry perfectly on the line. And then at the end of the day, I'd come in and say, "See, the pants are stiff as a board and they're still wet. Doesn't matter, but now they're not as wrinkled." So she was picky, but she taught me good work ethic. You get it done, and whatever job you're going to do, you do your best, and you do it the very best you can. And so she taught me that. And the other thing she taught me, and this was a very, very valuable lesson, is, she told me a couple of things that are related. She'd say, You know, I want you to grow up strong and independent because we are not always going to be around. Because in reality, they were several generations away. They were my grandparents. They were my parents, but she goes, so we're not always going to be around. I want you to be strong and independent. And along those same lines, when I started navigating around town on the bus by myself, I'd go across town to my music lessons, and then I'd ask her, call her from the music store to see if I could go to the mall, which was further across town. And she'd say, yes, you can go. Just call me when you get to the mall. And she wanted to make sure I had enough money for a snack or something, and then call me when you get on the bus to come home, because obviously there was no cell phones. So she later on told me that she always worried about me, but she wanted me to learn how to be on my own. And, oh, sorry. And one thing that she'd tell me, and this has stuck with me to this day, and when I'm out and about, like I'm walking to Dollar Tree or whatever, she'd tell me, when you're out and about walking around, do not hang your head. Do not show people that you are disabled in any way, because there are so many people out there that would take advantage of you. So walk with your head up and walk with confidence. And so even today, when I'm walking to Dollar Tree, I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I walk with confidence. And, a lot of people that meet me just out and about, you guys wouldn't know this, but just meet me, do not know that I'm visually impaired until they have me read something. So that's one thing that my mother taught me. She wanted me to be strong and independent. And, just like my dad was very proud of my accomplishment, my mother was too, but she really wanted me to be able to live a life where I was independent, and where I wouldn't be taken advantage of by others. So, you know, both my parents were so supportive, so loving. They both went to all my teachers' conference. They always thought, or they always um, emphasized education, that would be the key to success. So they went to every teachers' conference. They went to they just supported me in every way. They went to every game I was ever in, because I played beat ball, which is baseball for the blind. They traveled around the country with me to the World Series of beat ball. They went to every concert I was in, every recital I was in, everything that I ever participated in. My parents were there. We didn't have a whole lot of money because my dad had hurt himself and had a back injury, so he was on disability and, of course, his military pension. But we didn't have a lot of money. But what they gave me was all the love and support, for sure, for sure. And my mother just taught me a lot of valuable things in life, and I will always be so grateful to her and to my dad for, just giving me a good foundation and helping me have a good self-esteem, and be able to have a good work ethic. And they were both amazing. But today would have been her 96th birthday. She passed away in 2000 due to complications to diabetes, and that was so awful to watch. So, when I tell you guys I don't eat sugar, that was one of the reasons why I'm so fearful of that. I try to be very careful about that, because I saw how much she suffered. So I miss her. I miss her dearly. And just this past summer, her only living sister passed away, and they looked a lot alike. And I will be forever grateful to both my parents for everything they gave to me and taught me. So that's what I really wanted to share today on Tea Tuesday. Just some stories about my mom. And, my dad was more of the funny one. She was more of the, you know, serious one. But they made a great, great team. Amazing. Well, thanks for hanging out with me on Tea Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed my stories. Be safe, be happy, be positive, and until next time, you guys rock.